But next up, we are wrestling with NXT Takeover Dirty Preview. It's next Saturday. Obviously, we can't give our thoughts on the actual day, so we'll be giving our thoughts now. Even though some matches might be announced afterwards. So let's start with the first match on the bracket. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. Scooter, who wins?
Well, I mean, if it shuts Pat McAfee up, I mean, clearly this is either Adam Cole beats the shit out of him or the Undisputed Era turns on Cole. And something tells me that we're going to see Pat McAfee get the victory.
Huh. Interesting. What about you, Kalika?
I see where Scooter's coming from, but I feel Adam Cole is gonna in his terms and his quote, whoop that ass on next Saturday. I've never seen Adam, because usually you see Adam Cole, and this is a different side. Like usually he's playful and cocky and da 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 da. But yo, he was like, I'm about to beat that ass. Like he's taking this probably more serious than he did the match against Keith Lee. So that to me is why I think Cole would get the win. I think it's just more to make Cole that mainstream star. And as much as I think this match is also a dumb matchup for obvious reasons, but at least they're gaining mainstream publicity from it, unlike someone having to pay $7,000 for a jacket. That nothing mainstream about that. At least this one, Adam Cole will be seen through ESPN and through the sports outlets because basically it's a crossover. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to push Adam Cole to this next level generational star. So that's why I think it's got to be Cole. It's got to be Cole. And the way that they treated McAfee for kicking Cole, like he got a cheap shot on him. So it wasn't like Cole, you know what I mean?
Right.
It ain't like Cole did anything dirty. If he did anything dirty, it was more like him letting his emotions get the best of him, and he got cheap kicked. So I feel like that's why I think Cole is going to get the win, because that would be the retribution for him beating that ass.
I mean, McAfee's supposed to be the golden boot, right? You know, some stupid nickname like that. And I mean, yeah, it was a cheap shot, but it wasn't even like a low blow kick. It's like a kick to the chest.
Yeah, but I mean, a kick to the chest when his hands are literally like, it ain't like Adam Cole was sitting in front of him. He was laying down on the table and he came and kicked him. That's pretty much like, it's almost like a rendition of the Randy Orton punt, if that makes sense.
Kind of, sort of. You see this actually being a match, or like, with actually athleticism, or do you see it just being like a one-sided match that Adam Cole is going to get Pat McAfee drew? Scooter?
This is either going to be like a wrestling match in the vein of, as Pat McAfee's a wrestler as much as Dennis Rodman was a wrestler.
Of course.
He'll get in a hip toss and a body slam and think he just, won the Super Bowl. And then Cole will probably beat the crap out of him maybe about 9-10 minutes. And then And the Undisputed Era comes in and probably turns on Cole.
What about you, Kaliko?
I think Lawrence Taylor's the bar. So Lawrence Taylor was the bar as far as like a wrestling match with a football athlete. That actually, and I'm not gonna say, and that's a low bar. That's a low bar. Let's face it, that's a low ass bar.
What about Steve McMichael?
Come on, bro. Like I got tapes from Mongo Big Michael. We got receipts of how he's a bad wrestler. But we're talking about as far as like a one-off. This is the
set the bar.
Lawrence
He
Taylor
is the bar.
Yeah. Taylor's the bar. So it can't get no more hokey than that. I think it'll be more of a couple moves here and there, but I'm thinking more of a street fight. I'm also kind of thinking more of Adam Cole is not even trying to do wrestling moves. I think he's just more like wanting to whoop that ass. Like this ain't the point where he's about to do the regal stretch. He's about to put a boot in that face. That's what he wants to do.
All right, let's take a bet. Will Pat McAfee show up with his head shaved and tattooed in flames?
Oh God, no.
I wouldn't put it past him. I would. If you've seen Pat McAfee's like the way he is, I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, a match that's definitely not going to be a brawl. This is going to be a barn burner, possibly. Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. Who wins, Scooter?
I mean, this match sounds like it was a rhyme scheme thought up by Titus from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Io Shirai, Dakota Kai. Io Shirai, Dakota Kai. Pinot Noir, brand new car. Yeah, I mean, God bless Dakota Kai's little pixie heart. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I can't take her like seriously, even when she's being evil. Like, oh, things so cute and so fluffy. But
because she's an anime princess.
Yeah, this is clearly an Io win. I mean, quite frankly, with Rhea involved in the other feud with Robert Stonebrand, whatever it is.
Like,
this is. I mean, there's no question. It's Io's match.
Kaliko?
As much as I like Dakota Kai, we are going to be watching the funeral of Dakota Kai this at that show. I feel like Io is going to win. And the one thing and the only reason I say that is because the way that they promote Io, you see her, they let her speak actually in her language. They actually do certain things like with her promos to make it look like, yo, this is the standard bearer. This is the flag bearer for the women's division. So to me, I feel it's Io's match to lose. I mean, she can't lose. It's hers to win. I don't think she's going to get any real trouble up until when a certain person gets in the title picture, and that's when her husband's going to be the NXT North American champion.
Her husband is in New Japan.
No, I'm talking about Candice LeRae.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Io is going to carry that belt up until when Candice is going to go for it, because I feel like that's the showdown that they're going for. If you look at how how they promote EO and how they promote the Garganos. So to me, it feels like that's going to be a brew soon.
Well,
but for now, EO's going to be the woman to beat.
My heart says Dakota Kai. My brain knows it's Io Shirai.
You know EO's going to win. She beat Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks is like 88th champion now. So shit, she's got like 50 belts now. So what the fuck that does?
Speaking of Sasha Banks, it was announced that Sasha Banks, yes, is going to defend against the World Championship against Asuka, and Bayley will now be defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting how that actually develops into a triple threat.
I mean, Asuka's pulling double duty. But to me, I wouldn't be surprised if they had Asuka win both of them hoes. I would not be. Because I feel like they're trying to replace Becky. And the crowd is before crowds disappeared, Asuka was like this other cult force that couldn't be stopped. And I think she's going to be the next one.
North American ladder match. Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes versus two extra mystery opponents.
Wait, what'd you say? Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, Gargano. See, so the way it's set up is a second chance match. So it's Gargano versus some dude, and you know Gargano's gonna win. And then you got Finn Balor versus
Gargano or Ridge Holland and Balor and Dream.
Right.
Yeah. So to me, this could go one of two ways. Either Gargano wins and gets it, or Cameron Grimes gets the North American title.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, considering that, half the people in the match could possibly not be from North America.
Yes. So Cameron Grimes got a 50-50 shot just because he's from North Carolina. So yeah, I feel like Cameron, he would make the good chicken shit heel, and it's been a while since they had heels as champion, so it would be something totally new.
And I mean, he's incredibly entertaining.
He looks beatable. He looks like he shouldn't have it. And yeah, he would. Yeah, that's the point. Like that would be the best point that would be the best reason for Cameron Grimes to win.
What about you?
I feel like that's what I think.
I'm sorry. Continue, Kaliko.
No, I feel like that's the way they would go. I don't know if Scooter would agree, but I feel like that's the way they would go.
Given how much they've been getting behind Bronson Reed, I'm wondering if we're going to see that belt end up around, the thick boy.
So you're going with Bronson Reed?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed.
Interesting.
I feel like Reed would be there to get the title, and then Cameron snatches it away from him, starting the feud.
That would be pretty logical.
Just because it's new people.
Next match, NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Who wins the match, Squiddo?
Santos El Helper. Oh, I'm sorry, Santos Little Helper. It's Escobar.
What about you, Kaliko?
Santos Terramana Escobar. No, Terramana's. Wait a minute, Terramana's Dwayne's tequila. Sorry, Escobar.
All right. Well, that was a fast one. And our NXT Championship match: Keith Lee, champion, versus Karrion Kross. Who wins? Scooter.
I really think it's probably too early to put the belt on Cross. Probably going to be some sort of cluster finish. So yeah, Lee to retain.
What about you, Kaliko?
Lee, I think Lee, because you can't have Lee beat the longest reigning NXT champion in history and only have it for a couple months. That him beating Cole has to mean something. So
Shout out
he's
to
Lee.
Kaliko, sir. Yeah, I agree with you there. But the one thing that I would say is, when's the last time you had a Smosh finish at an NXT Takeover? A disqualification or a count out. So this might be the first time. But do you see that this rivalry go to October for the Halloween Havoc show, where Karrion Kross is kind of that scary Halloweenish character? Would that work, Scooter?
I mean, given what we saw on Wednesday with the brilliant screen trick contract that was flat when it went into the ring, and when Lee picked it up, there was something suddenly inside it. I would really probably expect, especially if they're going to bring back Halloween Havoc, um, to have Cross in some sort of a Halloween themed match.
But do you see that with Keith Lee?
Yeah, I meant Keith Lee's the guy that
What about you, Kaliko?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to continue your
Yeah, Keith Lee, you gotta have the face in that, and Keith Lee's the guy that can, be that. It's not hot.
No sell. Kaliko, your thoughts?
I feel this could be a nice little feud. I thought when Keith Lee gave up the North American title, I thought that Karrion Kross was gonna. That was my first pick. I thought he was just gonna grab it and then use that to propel his way. But the only thing that I'm scared about with Keith Lee. I blocked them. Oh God. They're playing. They're out here playing. But the only thing I worry about with Keith Lee is the fact that if he beats Karrion Kross, it makes who is going to be there to beat him. Does it make sense? Who's going to be the guy to dethrone Keith Lee? Because if he beats Kross in this feud, you can make a safe bet he's going to have the belt for a fucking long time. Which is, I mean, not bad because people like him. But that's my only fear. I could see it going to Halloween Havoc and having like a little Halloween thing. I feel like that would be like Karrion Kross's best interest, kind of like how Velveteen came in the Lambo. But but to me, that's my only fear. I felt like that Karrion Kross should have built it up, and he could have been the guy to supplant Keith Lee a couple months from now. I just feel, but then again, I get it. We're in this pandemic age, and they're trying to catch the attention of the people now, and you can only do so much. So, Keith Lee's gonna win, or it's gonna be like a DQ. The only way I couldn't see, I could see the hokiness that you're talking about, but the only way I don't see a hokiness is because the way Karrion Kross has been demanding Keith Lee the whole time, or demanding the championship shot the whole time. So that's the only reason I wouldn't see a hokey finish. I could see something like Keith Lee barely winning, and then he has to come back stronger than ever to beat Karrion Kross. But the one thing with takeovers, there's never been a in the middle finish. It's always been like definite. So I wouldn't see them buck that trend.
All right, and we will be reviewing that show in 2 weeks. And next week we'll be covering everything SummerSlam, because that show will be the next day. And Scooter, how should people watch NXT Takeover 30 and SummerSlam?
On a squash. Yeah,
What, that vegetable?
They watch the remix if I'm not too busy taking a dump.
Well, let's hope.
Yes, there will be a remix for Takeover and for SummerSlam.
And I'm sure we're all looking forward to watching NXT Takeover on the remix. For now, that will conclude our show. Please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. If you want to join in on the conversation, you can follow us on Twitter. You can find me at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko Yachts?
I am Kaliko. After taking a little hiatus from watching every wrestling show on Mondays, I'm about to jump back on it. I was stuffed at 98. You can only do so much when you're starting from 93 on out, man. If you go all out, you go crazy. So we getting back back on it, and we're gonna get into 98, and I'm gonna start tweeting some rando stuff that's been popping off, and like, yo, this shit happened in 98. Won't fly in 2020.
Looking forward to that. And where can they find Scooter Dust?
You can find me at onlyfans.com/wrestlingwithentertainment.
Oh, OnlyFans.
No, at Scooter Dust and at UNPS Wrestling.
What's your rate?
I'm giving the Trisha Paytas discount.
Oh, I mean, I thought you was gonna do the free ones and then they just buy whatever they like.
No, I'm not that money hungry where I lock every post.
For Kaliko Yachts, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.